All right, so we're doing 6-2, and the thing that's different about 6-2 is we're going to start off with this new formula called compound interest. And I'm going to go ahead and start labeling these things. I probably won't write down too much, so you're going to have to kind of take notes and write them on your own, what they mean. So this is right here, P stands for principal. Whenever you're talking about a principal with a bank account, your principal is how much you put in the bank to start with. So that's your start value. So like if you go to the bank and you are going to open up a savings account and you put $500 in there, your principal would be $500, what you start with. Your R is going to be your rate, your percentage rate. What percent are they giving you for interest? Your N, this is going to be very important, is the number of compounding periods. We're going to talk a lot more about that in a minute. And then T is time. After you get all those, this lesson shouldn't be too hard. After you, especially if I give you all of these, this is just order of operations. If I give you the R and the N, you take the R, you divide it by the N, you then take that number and add it to 1. You then take N and times it by T. You then take this number that you just found and take it to that power and hit equals, and after that you times it by P. And then you will have the amount of money you have after this amount of time period has passed. Does that make sense? Appreciate the thumbs up, Kelly. Any questions? All right, let's try something. Let's say I'm going to do a chart. Let's say I start off with $1,000 in a bank account. And I want to know how much I'm going to have after year 1. Well, let's say that they're only going to give me, in this column right here, they are not going to allow me to make money on my interest. So we're going to do this at a 10% for all of them. Actually, yeah, 10% is fine. I'll explain it later. How much money am I going to have after year 1 in my bank account? This right here, they're giving me 10% of my money, and I'm not allowed to make money on my interest. I'll explain how that works in a second. How much money am I having after year 1? Kelly, do you know how to find how much you make, or Orist?
1,100.
How did you get that?
10% of 1,000.
Is what?
100.
And then you take the 1,000 you started with, so you get $1,100. Does everybody understand that? If I'm not allowed to make money on my interest, how much money will I get after year 2?
$1,200.
And why did you say that? How come I'll only have that much money?
Because 100 of the last year is interest, so you only take the 1,000.
So you're still only going to get 10% of the original investment. So how much are you going to go up each year?
$100.
Does that make sense? Yes or no? Now, what would happen if I was able to make money on my interest? Let's do this. Now, we're still only doing year one. Or this is all, they're only, I'm still only doing once a year, so I still get 10%. So let's go. How much would I get the next year? What would I have after year one?
You'd still have 1,100 because there's no collected interest yet.
But now how much would I get the second year? So this was plus 100.
Would it be 1,210?
It would be 1,210. How much did I go up? I went up 100 and now $10. How much did I go up each time here? Does that make sense? What would be my next one that I would go up?
$1,321.
Is that what it is? Take one. One. Yes. What'd you say?
1,321.
Does that make sense how we're doing that? So what did you notice? Would you rather do you want to make money on your interest?
Wait, I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Do you want to make money on your interest, or do you want to just keep making money on only your principal?
You want to make money on your interest?
That is called compounding interest. When your money can make money. We want to make our money make money. And notice here it's only, you're like, well, the only difference is 21 bucks. But that's only after, 3 years. And we're only talking about an investment of $1,000. Normally when we're talking about investments, some people are talking about investments of millions of dollars. Like when we're dealing with such a small amount, it doesn't affect us, but it's kind of like the gas station. Do you guys ever know, like, what's gas prices right now? Just give me an idea. Anyone seen what gas prices are?
It's like $2.39 right now.
Is that what it says, Taylor? I don't care whether it's $2.39, $2.40, $2.50. I don't even care which one. Is that all it says? Does it only give me $1, a tens, and tens and pennies?
I think so.
Anyone else ever seen something on there?
There's the 9/10 up in the corner.
Have you ever wondered what the heck this is?
I have never seen that.
You've never seen that?
No, I actually don't really pay attention. I look real quick at the big
Yeah.
numbers.
I don't
Look
pay
for
attention
this.
either.
This will be there on all the gas stations. Why? What are they charging you? What is this?
Like 9/10 of a penny or like 9/10 of a gallon. I don't know.
No, 9/10 of a penny. They're charging you. So this is actually $2. And really, what's it closer to?
40 cents.
Really, it's closer to 40 cents. But if they make it $2.40, it looks like it's $2.40. And then that makes it look like a penny more. Why the heck would a gas station waste the time of putting this? Why wouldn't they just $2.39.
Because it's per gallon, and the more you spend, the more pennies they can add on to it. And no one reads the fine print.
This
And you have-
9/10, if they just sold 1 million gallons, is $9,000. Let's see. How many gallons of gas does the So they sell they sell 1.46 on average million gallons of gas. If we times that by 0.009, that's $13,140. By just putting this little sign right here, they make this much more money. Now that's one gas. That's one actual station. What if we're talking about the Shell that has, let's say there's 10 of these in the county. Now how much money is that? If there's 10 of these, how do you figure out how much that is?
It's 131,400.
Is that a big difference?
Yeah.
By just putting, listen, this cost what, $100 extra to put this on the sign? Are you going to put this on your sign to make this much more extra money in 1 year? But Taylor, you've never noticed it. Why?
I guess because it's small and in the corner.
And it's not a big deal to you. Look, if you took and you actually calculated, right? If you said this and you bought, how many gallons does your tank take? 15, say? 10?
No.
Which one?
About, you said 15?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So if you times this by 15, you get $35.85. If you take this, right? You get this. Is there a big difference enough for you to go to a different gas station, basically? Is that going to sway you? Or are you really going to even notice that?
Probably won't even notice.
Probably won't even notice. And the average American, right? We don't get, and guess what? Every gas station does it, right? Every gas station does it. So not even if I go to the other one, they're still going to get 9/10 of a penny. So it's not that it's there. I'm not trying to prove the point that you should avoid that. What I'm trying to point is that 0.009, 9/10 of a penny makes a huge difference when you're talking about large numbers. So when we're talking about this compounding interest, how it was only $21 difference by allowing my interest to make money, that's because my numbers were small. Does everybody get what my point is with this gas station kind of thing? So what would happen if I keep the same scenario, almost the same? I'm going to make it a little easier for us. So this is year one. They both start off with $1,000. This guy only gets an annual interest rate, and they get an annual interest rate of 12%. This guy gets 12%, but it happens per month. let me rephrase that. This guy's going to get 12% for the year, but we're going to give them a piece every month. Who is going to have more money at the end of this? This person gets 12%. They only get 12% at the end of the year. So let's say they put their money in January. January 1st of the next year, they're going to have now this much money. Will this person have the same amount of money as this person? Look, they're both getting 12% for the year. This person's getting 12%. This person's getting 12%. But they get their 12% divided up throughout the year, meaning they really get 1% each month. And if you add the, 1% plus 1% plus 1% over the year will add up to 12% total. They get their monthly. Who's going to have more money? The person who gets the 12% only once, or this person?
The person that gets 1% a month.
Why?
Because they would have more money like in February than the other person. So then if they're counting interest, they would go up higher, like quicker.
So this person gets their $120. Did that $120 make any money for them? Not yet, because it wasn't allowed to be used for interest yet. That $120 they got from interest, but they haven't used it to make more money. Do you get what I mean by that?
Yep.
What happens about the money that this person gets in January? So how much money do they get in January? They have 1,000. How much would they have after January?
10.
So they would have $1,010, yes?
Yeah.
How much would they have in February?
Sorry, I'm blanking today.
1,021.
1,020.10. Now, did this $10 make them much money here? No, it only made them 10 cents. But this $10, because they already got the interest, when they went to do it the next month, that $10 made them a little bit more money. And what's going to happen to this $20? It's going to make them more money in March. Did this person's interest make them any money all year long?
No.
No. What did this person's interest do?
Kept collecting all year.
Yeah, because they got it. Their money made their money. Money was making money the whole year. So that's why we have this formula that came up, and I'm going to show it to you. And then I just got to say some stuff real quick. This is where this formula came up from. This is called compound interest, and this is when you don't necessarily just get interest once a year. This is how many times it compounds. The more your interest compounds, the more money you will make in the end. Like, meaning if you start off with the same principal, you have the same rate, you have the same amount of time, the person that compounds their money more will make more money in the end. So, if you hear the word annual, does anyone know what the word annual means?
Per year.
So how many times would that be? If I say you're compounding annually, it means once per year. So your N would be once. If I said semi-annually, like some sales, they have the semi-annual sale at Bath and Body Works, my favorite store. Just kidding. Semi-annual would mean happens twice a year, so your N would be 2. If something happens quarterly, quarterly would be 4 times. If something happens monthly, that's like the last one that we did. Monthly would mean you are compounding it 12 times. If it happened weekly, your n would be 52. If it happened daily, whoa, daily, it would be 365. So honestly, tonight's homework, all you're gonna have to do is you're gonna identify the principal, identify the rate. It's going to be a percentage. Make sure you change it to a decimal. Then you're gonna identify your n by, you'll see one of these words in the word problem, and that will identify what your n is, and then time will be in years. And you just plug in and you will do r divided by n. You'll add 1 to that. You'll then take that to the n times t power, and finally times that by p, and that will be your answer. So you're just going to do order of operations tonight. And then tomorrow we will pick back up with another formula that kind of is based off of this. We'll finish up 6-2 tomorrow. Questions?
No. Have a good day.
Thank you.